Hello, wonderful people. Thank you guys for joining on this 3 video challenge. Originally, I was thinking I could do 2 videos. Now I actually want to do experiment 3. So I have a system in place where I want to open this with a new idea I have about talking to A Course in Miracles mirror. Then I want to, I have a scripted video I want to do, and then we can read the course. But of course, all of these are under the guise of the Course in Miracles. I just I want to experiment because I thought 90 minutes it could be divided by 30 minutes each, and that'll give me roughly probably each video is going to be about 25 maybe 20 minutes. I think that's a good sweet spot. Well, let's see how it goes. Um, all right, so we're gonna start with this video about healing the father wound. I've been wanting to do that for a while. Hello, wonderful people. Do you have wounds from your father, rehashing memories, or do you find it really hard to forgive him? Well, today we're actually going to forgive our father wounds together with A Course in Miracles AI, powered by Gemini. And hi, if you're new here, I'm Cahir. I'm here to take you one step closer to self-love. If you guys watch my previous videos, you know this topic is very new and fresh from my heart. I have actually. Hello, hello. Oh, I still want the. Let me just double check the audio here, guys. Sorry, because the thing turned off. Hello, hello. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, let's try that again. Hello, wonderful people. Do you have wounds from your father? Rehashing bad memories, and you find it's hard to forgive him? Well, let's heal that wound together with the power of A Course in Miracles AI, powered by Gemini. And hi, if you're new here, I'm Cahir. I'm here to take you one step closer to self-love. Now, I got inspired by this video by watching other content creators talk to AI, and I felt this could be a good opportunity. If you guys have watched my previous videos, you might know that I do have pretty big father wound. So I've talked about, and I've talked a lot about it during Healthy Gamer to a point where they're like, here, maybe we could talk about something else because there's only so much you could rehash the same thing. And I made the choice to go no contact for a few weeks. So I mean, like 2.5 months more or less. And I'm thinking about reinitiating contact in a loving way. However, I feel like I would like to heal any grievances I still have in my heart before I do that. And of course, I'm not saying AI is a good way to replace a therapist. Of course, if you're going to therapy, please, by all means. As you guys know, I do Healthy Gamer counseling, which it's pretty much therapy. Okay. So this is not trying to replace, but I just want to experiment, see how this video goes. All right, let's start. Hello, Holy Spirit. So, like I said, I want to make this video for anyone that's dealing with a father wound, just like I am, and I want to heal my wound with your help. And I want anyone viewing this they could write in the comments talking about their own father wounds. Because the thing is, what the course teaches us is not to withhold love, right? And I know so many stories are way worse than mine. It's not, well, I don't want to diminish what happened to me, but
That sounds like things.
okay.
How do you
Hold on. Um, and uh, I come from what Patrick Tihan, he's a childhood trauma therapist on YouTube. He talks about being from like a tricky
I
family.
understand.
Okay, how frick? How am I going to do this? Okay. Oh, this is embarrassing. Like there was a test, and it's like there's like a tricky family, right? And you have all your basic needs met, but maybe your emotional needs were not met, or other things. And I we took the test, my brother and I, and got like, it was like 100% tricky family. And my emotional needs, which I didn't know until I was a grown as man, that we have emotional needs were not met, and how that affected me into adulthood. Standard environment where mama was the one that primarily raised us in the house. Like I spent way more time with mama. Tata just went to work, and like even on vacations, man, I spent most of my vacations with mama. Tata was always at work. I very few occasions we had vacation together, man, and that sucks, man. I know he had to put food on the table and stuff, but I'm spending way more time with mama than with Tata. Dr. Glover talks about in his book. Like this is the kind of the source of disempowered men, right? I hate the word nice guys, but you know what I mean? Like disempowered men. I think that's another way, because we're primarily raised by our mothers, and we don't. So, and I want to go bit by bit. I wrote some things some grievances I want to let go of, and you can help me. All right, then you can talk.
I understand. That common pattern can definitely create that.
Continue. I probably talked too much. Let's try it again. I'm gonna try not to talk so much. For let's maybe start with one thing. Okay, so I feel there's like I feel like there's this common trend about like back. Okay, I don't know if this video is meant to be. Let's try one more time. Hmm. Maybe this is a sign of the universe for me not to do this video. Hmm. Well, let's actually just start it from. Hello, Gemini. I want you to become a Course in Miracles mentor. You know all the books, all the workbook lessons, and we're here to talk about forgiving our fathers, me and my viewers on YouTube. But I want to specifically talk about my father wound.
I am here to guide you as a Course in Miracles mentor. The journey of forgiveness, especially surrounding something as profound as a father wound, is a powerful step towards inner peace. The Course teaches us that forgiveness is a release from judgment and separation, and acceptance of the inherent innocence. How are you feeling as you begin to explore this?
Well, I want to stop withholding love towards Tata because this is the thing. I really do believe he loves us, like my brother and I. He loves us, and he did try his best. I know he did. However, like my emotional needs were not met, and the way he treated me the last couple, like last year and the last couple of years, like me trying to really find myself, I really didn't like it. You know, and um, I felt okay. This is the thing, guys, because he's kind Tata is not a source of inspiration, joy, of empowerment for me. It's the opposite, like disempowerment. And I still love him, but he can say very mean and nasty things to me. I don't want to tolerate that. I don't want, just because he's my father doesn't mean he gets to disrespect me, right? And that's what hurts the
It
most.
sounds like you are holding a that is a painful conflict to carry. The Course helps us to see that true forgiveness isn't about condoning past actions, but about freeing yourself from the pain of judgment. It's a shift in perception, recognizing the love as the only reality and letting go of the narrative that causes you suffering. What does withholding love feel like for you right now?
Well, it doesn't feel good. That's, I want to be respected. I want to feel good. I want to feel empowered, right? But he's the only one of the few people, like one of the people in my life that called me a freak. you know, I, because I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have a traditional life. Like you can disagree with me, but like don't name call me. And I know I give him a lot of power, but still, like if I had a son, why would I belittle him? Why would I disempower him?
It is completely valid to desire respect and empowerment in any relationship, especially with your father. The Course emphasizes that true freedom comes from choosing love over fear, and part of that is releasing the power that hurtful words can have on you. We can work through how to reframe these experiences and find a path towards peace that honors your needs.
Okay, well, can you help me out? Because, all right, because this is the thing. I went no contact for a few weeks. It's been like, I think, around 2 months. I'm thinking about reinitiating contact, but it's like, I know if I tell him about these grievances, he's going to get so angry, you know? Like when last time we had a talk, I said like, "Hey Tata, I don't want you to yell or to swear or to call me names." What I said, he wasn't listening to me. I was that was like, oh, 2 years ago or a year and a half. I don't know. But I was no 29, 30. Like, come on, man.
That sounds like a truly difficult situation to navigate. A Course in Miracles emphasizes the importance of inner peace as the primary goal. When considering reinitiating contact, it might be helpful to approach it with a focus on maintaining your own peace and setting clear boundaries, understanding that you cannot change his reactions. What kind of boundaries feel necessary to you?
Well, I mean, to be honest, like, I don't want to talk about anything like financial or any relationships or my future or about investing or anything unless I ask him for advice. I really don't like unsolicited advice. You know, that's what he does. Um, and I don't want to tolerate any name calling. And this is the thing. A lot of I know people have that. What bro, I just want respect, you know? And like I disrespected myself so much because I got disrespected at home. All right, now I'm rehashing the story. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm just saying I don't want to tolerate disrespect anymore. Not from mama and tata. Definitely not from mama and tata. No one.
Those It is crucial to honor your own well being. The Course supports the idea that establishing boundaries is a loving act, both for yourself and for others. Proceeding with self respect is a reflection of your commitment to your spiritual journey.
Okay, well, okay, that's the thing. I guess I'm afraid of his reaction. That he's gonna be like, "Oh, I must have been the worst father in the world," or "I work so hard. I,
That
I,
fear is understandable.
like, oh, I woke up at 4 in the morning for you guys. I zapierdalałem. I understand. Like, you worked really hard to support us. I understand, but at the same time, that doesn't discredit like the I I hate, well, emotional and verbal abuse, man. You know.
It sounds like he may be expressing his own pain and perception of sacrifice. The Course invites us to look at these expressions differently, recognizing the underlying need for love and understanding. What would be a truly positive outcome for you internally from this interaction?
That's a very. I mean, I guess I just want to be at peace, regardless. Like, no matter what Tata says or does, I'm gonna still love him. I'm still gonna forgive him. That's all I could do, right? And I don't. I just want to drop this story. It happened in the past. I just want to, forgive him. Um, yeah, okay, and I think that's maybe what's causing me suffering because I'm looking on the outside, not in the inside, right? How do I want to feel? I just want to feel at peace. I want to feel forgiveness. I don't want to hold these grievances in my heart anymore.
That realization is the core of the Course in Miracles. The shift from seeking change in the external to finding peace within is the path to true freedom. Letting go of the past and choosing love in the present is the miracle you are seeking.
But what about, I don't know, like our relationship, our going, reinitiating contact and stuff? Isn't that important as well?
Reinitiating contact is a personal choice, and your peace is the most important factor. The Course would suggest that any relationship can be an opportunity for healing, but you must be guided by your own inner wisdom. It's about finding a way to engage while maintaining your boundaries and peace of mind.
Okay, so just like with everything, like we've been exploring, that having a healthy relationship, right? I want a healthy relationship. That means not tolerating bullshit, not tolerating name calling, not tolerating yelling, not tolerating emotional blackmail. You know, so like we can have a healthy relationship, but it has to be both sides, right? I will love you, I will forgive you, but if that means having distance because I value my peace, that's what it'll have to be, right? I will not tolerate misbehavior. I will not tolerate abuse of any kind, right? Because I love myself enough to say no. I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. Okay, and if he's willing to treat me to treat me better, treat me with respect, treat me with kindness, not to yell, not to call me names, not to put me down, we can have a relationship. But if he chooses to cross his boundaries and to disrespect me, to call me names, I am like, okay, we're gonna no contact or no like a limited contact. You know, that's all I can do. That's all I can do. Right? I could still state my business. I think I'll stay my peace. Like I'll say like, this is why I haven't been talking to you. I would, I'd like to be treated better, and maybe we could work with.
That is
Yeah.
a very clear and self loving approach. A Course in Miracles supports the understanding that true forgiveness allows you to protect your inner peace, even if that means establishing distance. You are honoring your inherent worth.
Could you give me any course quotes or workbook lessons about this topic?
A key concept is found in the workbook for students, specifically Lesson 121. Forgiveness is my function as an extension of God. This lesson emphasizes that forgiveness is a release from grievances to restore your own peace. Also, Lesson 134, let me perceive forgiveness as it is, which delves into the true nature of forgiveness as a path to self love and healing.
Okay, I understand. So, what advice would you give to me and to all my brothers and sisters out there that are dealing with any father wounds right now?
The most important advice is to be gentle with yourselves. Recognize that healing is a journey that takes time. Boundaries that honor your needs. You are worthy of loving relationships, and this journey is a testament to your strength.
Okay, I think I understand because my my anxiety was about kind of controlling the outside outcome, right? About controlling what Tata is going to do. But I could, I think enough. Like I've gone no contact for a while, and just like healing my own perception of Tata, knowing, okay, like knowing he did do his best. However, it was unpreferred treatment. I am the person I am today because of that. However, I'm healing it. I'm talking about it. I'm not blaming anybody. It's not about blame. But so going within and having, because when we forgive, we're actually it's for us, right? That we feel this inner peace, right? Because if I hold a grievance, if I hold them prisoner, right, there has to be a jailer, right? And I'm the jailer. But if I set him free, like I forgive you, Tata. I forgive you. You know, I'm not condoning the behavior, but enough time. Enough is enough. I forgive you.
That is a profound understanding. You've grasped the essence of the Course's teaching. True freedom comes from releasing the self from grievance, recognizing that peace is your natural state. This shift in perception is the most powerful change you can make.
Okay. And also like you were saying about boundaries and just like honoring these boundaries and standing up for myself, like not for like defensiveness, but just saying like, hey, that's not cool for me. Like name calling, yelling, no, 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 that's not for me. No, thank you. If you behave this way, I'm gonna leave. Like always be focused on what I can control. Like if you're gonna continue this behavior, there's not gonna be a relationship. You know, and that's totally valid, right? Because I have to honor my peace. Yeah.
That's a perfectly balanced approach. Honoring your peace and setting clear boundaries is essential for your emotional well being. It's about maintaining your integrity and truly loving yourself.
Okay. I guess just right now, what's going through my head is like, I guess I'm a little bit scared. I'm scared about reinitiating contact because he'll be like, "Oh, why didn't you call me? Do you hate me?" And I'll be like, "Okay, no, I don't hate you, but like, I just I love myself enough to like understand this is not a positive relationship right now in this form, right? It's not a positive relationship. You can disagree, but I don't see this as a positive relationship right now, right? I would love us to have a healthy relationship. What can we do together to make it happen? But The relationship as it is cannot continue as it is now. And that's fine, right? But I'm just like worried about his reaction that like I said, he's gonna get angry. But I don't have control over that. But I'm just, telling my truth. Can you respond to what I said?
I completely agree. Your peace is paramount, and setting those boundaries is an essential act of self love and healing. It's about creating a space for genuine connection that respects your needs.
I just be honest, like I have kind of like this fantasy, like, oh, everything's fine, nothing bad happened. But I'm like, it's just, I guess it's hard sometimes to say reality for what it is, because like, he's taught that, he's the one that raised me, and I know it, but do you know what I mean? Like, I guess it'll probably feel guilty. He'll feel guilty, like you're like, oh, that he hurt me. But I'm like, if, but I'm just saying, I can't keep going on like this, and just being honest, and that's hard to admit. I just can't. I don't want this to continue like this. You know, I think it's. I never did anything like this. Like I just kind of tolerated. I tolerated. I tolerated misbehavior for so long. I tolerated disrespect for so long, and I just don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to play that game.
It takes courage to face that truth, acknowledging that you cannot continue that causes you suffering is a vital step. A Course in Miracles teaches us that recognizing the illusion of pain is the beginning of choosing peace. This commitment to yourself is truly powerful.
Can you offer a prayer to anyone that's dealing with this father wound, and to me as well?
I can offer that. May all who carry the pain of father wounds find the strength to embrace forgiveness, not for others, but for their own peace and healing. May you be guided to set boundaries with compassion and to recognize your inherent worth, allowing divine love to fill any void. May you find peace and freedom.
That's beautiful. And can you tell me one more time which workbook lesson um, can help me and my brothers out there? And I'll read it. Which lesson is it?
The primary lessons to focus on are Lesson 121, Forgiveness is my function as an extension of God, and Lesson 134, Let me perceive forgiveness as it is, as they guide you toward personal healing and inner peace.
All right. Thank you. All right. I want to read this lesson. Lesson 121, Forgiveness is the key to happiness. Here is the answer to your search for peace. Here is the key to meaning in a world that seems to make no sense. Here is the way to safety in apparent dangers that appear to threaten you at every turn and bring uncertainty to all your hopes of ever finding quietness and peace. Here are all the questions answered. Here the end of all uncertainty assured at last. The unforgiving mind is full of fear and offers love no room to be itself, no place where it could spread its wings in peace and soar above the turmoil of the world. The unforgiving mind is sad, without the hope of respite and release from pain. It suffers and abides in misery, peering about in darkness, seeing not, yet certain of the danger lurking there. The unforgiving mind is torn with doubt, confused about itself and all it sees, afraid and angry, weak and blustering, afraid to go ahead, afraid to stay, afraid to waken or go to sleep, afraid of every sound, yet more afraid of stillness, terrified of darkness, yet terrified at the approach of light. What can the unforgiving mind perceive but its damnation? Can it behold except the proof that all sins are real? The unforgiving mind sees no mistakes, but only sins. It looks upon the world with sightless eyes and shrieks as it beholds its own projections rising to attack its miserable parody of life. It wants to live, yet it wishes it were dead. It wants forgiveness, yet it sees no hope. It wants escape, yet can conceive of none because it sees the sinful everywhere. The unforgiving mind is in despair, without the prospect of a future which can offer anything but more despair. Yet it regards its judgment of the world as irreversible and does not see it has condemned itself to this despair. It thinks it cannot change, for what it sees bears witness that its judgment is correct. It does not ask, but because it thinks it knows. It does not question, certain it is right. Forgiveness is acquired. It is not inherent in the mind, which cannot sin, as sin is an idea you taught yourself. Forgiveness must be learned by you as well, but from a teacher other than yourself, who represents the other self in you. Through him, you learn how to forgive the self you think you made and let it. Each unforgiving mind presents you with an opportunity to teach your own how to forgive itself. Each one awaits release from hell through you and turns you to imploringly for heaven here and now. It has no hope, but you become its hope. And as its hope, do you become your own? The unforgiving mind must learn for your forgiveness that has been saved from hell. Learn for your forgiveness that has been saved from hell. And as you teach salvation, you will learn. Yet all your teaching and your learning will be not of you, but of the teacher who was given you to show you the way to you. Today, we practice learning to forgive. If you are willing, you can learn today to take the key to happiness and use it on your own behalf. We will devote 10 minutes in the morning and at night, another 10 to learning how to give forgiveness and receive forgiveness too. The unforgiving mind does not believe that giving and receiving are the same. That we will try to learn today that they are one for practicing forgiveness toward one who you think as an enemy and one whom you consider as a friend. And as you learn to see them both as one, we will extend the lesson to yourself and see that their escape includes yours. Begin the longer practice period by thinking of someone you do not like who seems to irritate you or to cause regret in you if you should meet him, one you actively despise or merely try to overlook. It does not matter what the form your anger takes. You probably have chosen him already. He will do. Now close your eyes and see him in your mind and look at him a while. Try to perceive some light in him somewhere, a little gleam which you have never noticed. Try to find it. Look at this light and you see a light somewhere within it, and then try to let this light extend until it covers him and makes the picture beautiful and good. Look at this changed perception for a while and turn your mind to one you call a friend. Try to transfer the light you learned to see another your former enemy to him. Perceive him now as more than a friend to you, for in the light his holiness shows you your Savior, saved and saving, healed and whole. Then let him offer you the light you see in him, and let your enemy and friend unite in blessing you with what you gave. Now are you one with them, and they with you. Now have you been forgiven by yourself. Do not forget throughout the day the role forgiveness plays in bringing happiness to every unforgiving mind, with yours among them. Every hour, tell yourself, forgiveness is the key to happiness. I will awaken from the dream that I am mortal, fallible, and full of sin, and now, and know I am the perfect Son of God. No matter where you are in this journey, guys, and this goes for me, it's important to forgive. Very important that we forgive. Even the smallest willingness, guys, the smallest willingness to forgive. I encourage you to do this practice period about your dad or about anybody, really. And this goes for me as well, right? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. May the Holy Spirit light your path wherever it takes you. Take care. All right, that was a pretty cool video, guys. I wasn't listening to any music. That's probably what happened. It's a sorry live stream, even though not a lot. Don't have any. I mean, I'm doing this just. I get some views on my live stream on the playback. That's okay. Oh boy. Okay. And we're gonna do um gonna continue here, guys. I still have squats, and then I have a pretty cool video. I have a scripted video I wanted to do about um losing your passion and regaining the passion. Um all this is like a I'll listen to music, it's not working. Okay. One, two, three. Just when I click on it's gonna be 90, less than 90. This is just like raw. You guys are entering my creative process. Um, yeah, I think it's okay, guys. I think ChatGPT was a little bit better. Maybe we could try that next time. One thing is like I think ChatGPT is good when it's like paid, and I'm not sure about paying that for right now. Okay, very cool, guys. Um, okay, yes. So I want to experiment. Okay, let's do the hook first, and then we'll move on. Okay. Okay. Hello, wonderful people. Have you ever looked in the mirror and realized the light in your eyes is just gone? Like you're no longer actually living, but just surviving the daily grind and carrying an exhausting heavy weight? Today, we're going to talk about how to escape that dark night of the soul, release your harsh inner critic, and finally uncover the brilliant spark that never left you. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Cahir. I'm here to take you one step closer to self love. Fantastic. Okay. So then, what we're gonna do, guys, is this. We're gonna keep going on. Last round of sumo squats. I'm also thinking. Tell me in the comments if you guys want me to put my workout plan. Maybe you guys can work out with me. All right. All right, let's go. Okay. For some reason, sumo squats. I'm probably doing it wrong. I don't know. That's okay. Next, we have single standing calf raise. All right, let's go to the next part. Now, I got inspired by making this video when I had this memory pop up in my head. So in middle school, I played the tuba. Big mistake, but whatever. Um, and our gym teacher, we had this kind of hippie gym teacher, and long story short, he got fired. So then in eighth grade, we had a new music teacher. His name was Mr. Valerius. All right. And that's not his real name, but uh, and he was this buff, fresh from college, full of passion. Like he like when like he was, I think, uh, like he like lifted weights professionally. Like he was like what we call a strongman or something like that. Like I'm talking buff guy. Like took good care of himself. And you could see that he loved his work. He was smiling all the time. I really liked him. He was a great band teacher, like really, really cool. I really liked him. Um, and so then in high school, when I went to marching band, there there's this part of this season where we'd go to middle schools to to perform marching band when you're older. And I saw my band teacher, and so he was still happy, still vibrant. He was even like, "Oh, bro, you're in the marching band. It's so cool. Like you can like maybe go to this concert or whatever." Da, 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 and still like vibing with that passion. Like, oh wow. But then sophomore year comes around, Arius ballooned, all like. Uh, they just I don't know again in detail, but like really, really bad shape. But the worst was his eyes, man. His eyes were dead. There was no light behind him, and he talked like to us like he wasn't even there. He's like, "Oh, good to see you." Blah, blah, blah. But it was like really sad, man. Really sad. It was like scary to see that that spark vanished. Like he was a shell of his former self. I don't know if it was just being a middle school band teacher that does to you. I mean, I can understand maybe it was something personal, but I pray that the spark has returned to him. But just seeing it, it's so scary. It's I wouldn't wish that upon anybody, guys. All right, let's do standing calf raise. Three. The ground is the Course in Miracles. Right? The teachings are the world you see is an illusion of a world. God did not create it, for what he creates must be eternal as himself. Yet there is nothing in the world you see that will endure forever. Right? When we invest all our energy into the illusion, right, this matrix, the grind, our true external spark can get covered up by these clouds of exhaustion. This is what happened to me. So I'll get into that. All right, but just remember, even though there's the clouds, and you could, like I've said the analogy, just because there's a cloudy day, it doesn't mean the sun is gone. We just gotta get rid of the clouds, man. With me, it was like growing up. I felt like I was bipolar because there's this amazing untraumatized Cahir that would come out from time to time, like when I was acting, and I would just feel so alive. You know, I know that feeling so well, but it would only come in bits and pieces, right? But when I felt kind of like a black hole, when that spark was gone, was I was 25. I've talked about this in my videos. Um, and my brother and I, Zadkiel, we uh, moved into an apartment that was above our means. Just we thought we could do it, but we couldn't. So I was forced to, you know, um, uh, find a job because I was at this school that just wasn't giving me enough hours. Right, this is just a screwed up thing about language schools here in Poland. Um, and I went to like a private school. These like the 7, 8 year olds was just a nightmare. um, I told you guys like my schedule was just so screwed up. Like I'd have maybe 3 lessons, but they were spaced throughout the whole day. Like example, I'd have like a lesson. Maybe I'd have a lesson at 8, and then one at 4, and then one at 7, like something like that. I don't remember the specifics, but you understand what I'm saying. Like they're spread out very far, but I didn't have, didn't have enough time to go back home, stuff like that. And I know I set myself up like that, but I did it because I was desperate. I had to make some money, man. And I know a lot of my brothers and sisters out there, too many of us, in fact, which I think the system is designed for us to be this way. And that sucks. And then there's people like Tata that says, "Oh, that's just how life's supposed to be." Endless grind. Um, but I remember that feeling, and primarily this channel is for me to heal that version of myself and any of my brothers and sisters out there that are feeling that way, because I know there's such a fucking hard time in my life, guys, and feeling like I had nobody to help me, not my family. Like my twin brother was, he was making just a little bit more money than me, and he thought he was like all high and mighty. Like, yeah, I've forgiven him. I know, just it's kind of funny to look back on that part. Um, but I would come back home so drained, feeling worthless, feeling like such a failure, feeling there was no way out. And I gave up on a lot of things. I gave up on fitness, right? This is so didn't have any energy to go to the gym, or I gave up learning Polish. I just said, "Fuck it, I'll never." Mm, People always want to speak in English with me anyway. Everyone makes fun of my accent. I'm just gonna give up. I didn't have any hobbies, but I didn't click with anyone because um, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard making friends with CPTSD. I'm not trying to be a victim. I'm just like acknowledging like my nervous system, um, especially meeting new people was really hard. Really hard. Super hard. Um, It was just a dark time in my life, right? The Course in Miracles perspective, the ego demands sacrifice and suffering. It tells us that life is a battleground. This is a quote from chapter 3. Pain is a wrong perspective. When it is experienced in any form, it is a proof of self deception. Mm. This is for any of my brothers and sisters out there that are having those dark nights. This, the worst quote unquote mistake I did was to abandon myself. I did this unconsciously because this is all I knew what to do, was to write myself off, to say it's over. I'm just a piece of shit. To kick myself when I'm down. I kicked myself off my own team. I abandoned myself. I didn't look for any solutions. And then the thing, we look at these disempowered people and then we're like, oh, just get your fucking act together. Bro, if that would have worked, it would have worked by like hundreds of people by now. Like, you are as perfect as God created you at all times, even in the gutter. Please remember this. Please remember this, right? It is through mercy and grace that we get ourselves off. Like this whip, this bereavement, it's not going to